It's one of the most highly anticipated movies this summer, and you can finally see it this weekend. If I Stay opens today, as well as When the Game Stands Tall.
Entertainment reporter Jim Ferguson sat down with the stars of the movie to get all the details behind the shows.
Well, good morning, Amanda and Maria. Our Hollywood happening today looks at the stirring drama When the Game Stands Tall, which stars Jim Caviezel as Coach Ladd and Michael Chiklis as his assistant coach, Terry Edson. The story begins in 2003, just as De La Salle High School outside of Oakland, California, have completed an incredible record of 17 state championships and 151 consecutive victories. Would you both agree with me that title, When the Game Stands Tall, is pretty much about the film, that there's more to life than just football?
Usually the great ones come up with that philosophy. They work on the inner heart, and then from that comes, you know, the product. Great character just so happens that when you have great character, usually produces a lot of wins.
Mm-hmm. Of course, you've worked with both the coaches, Coach Terry and Coach Ladd. Mm-hmm. They were different, yeah. But I think that's why they were so good and could needle each other along the way.
Yeah, they complemented each other. Mm-hmm. I think that, you know, again, if you have two A personalities, they can cancel each other out. And, it's just wonderful when, you know, it's like salt and pepper. These guys are, you know, they work. Jim,
I love the scene where there's a conference meeting. And pretty much De La Salle was accused of recruiting and cheating. Mm. And that happened to my son after his third state championship and two finals in Arizona. And they accused him of cheating. But his answer, as you said, or as Bob said in the meeting, was that kids want to play for you. They're not recruiting.
Right. I mean, Michael will tell you this. Michael only got where he is because he knows somebody. Michael got where he is because he worked his ass off. I got where I am because I worked hard. I got up earlier. I went to bed later. I studied my lines. I read everything I could on Latticer just because I wanted to represent him well, and I wanted to represent De La Salle well. People that, what do they say, luck is when preparation meets opportunity. Mm-hmm.
Boom. Boom.
Our year. 12 years, 151 games in a row. But we were never just about winning. We were built on families.
What has been called one of the greatest sports stories ever told. But When the Game Stands Tall is much more than a story about high school football. It's also about a group of young men who come to realize that winning was never the point. It deals with human bonds of love, faith, and responsibility. This is a very special sports movie. It's rated PG, my grade a B+.
I'm so crazy in love with you.
Why me?
Because I like to watch you play. You go to another place. You get this crease in your forehead right there.
In the drama If I Stay, Chloe Grace Moretz stars as Mia Hall, who thought her hardest decision she would ever face would be to pursue her musical dreams at Juilliard or be with the love of her life, Adam, played by Jamie Blackley. Little did she know she will have to decide her own fate. At the end of the screening last night, there was a long applause, like a play.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's
at the
great.
end of a play.
That's awesome.
The film and your performances deservingly, you both deserve that. Would you agree with me that this film does deserve a long applause?
I mean, I think it does purely because of, you know, RJ and the filmmakers that were behind it, mm-hmm. and John DeBorman and stuff. I think it is a beautifully shot and put together film. I think the film editing is amazing. I think the sound design is impeccable. I think together it's a really well-made film.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I think the attention to detail was really great, and yeah, I think as long as people who love the book came out and feel good about it, then we're happy.
That was my question to you about the book itself. It was a New York Times bestseller. That, would you agree it does adapt well to a film?
Yeah, I think so. I think because all of the characters in it are really vivid, and I think that translates with a lot of them on screen. I think there was so much to kind of draw from in the book.
You know what I loved about the film? One of the things was it's a story, Chloe, about choices in life.
Yeah, I mean, I think in so many ways it's a story about choices in life, and I think that, you know, people try and take the somber road of it, and it's a story about death and, like, you know, loss. But I think ultimately it's a story about happiness and the love of life and family and passion for music and a first love relationship. I think it kind of prides itself on love and less on death.
Poor kid's waking up an orphan. If she wakes up,
here's the secret, baby. If you live, if you die, it's all up to you.
I'll be the one.
How can I stay without Mom and Dad? How can I leave without Adam?
Well, If I Stay is based on Gail Forman's best-selling novel. It's a strong love story and a look at what one young girl would do in the face of life or death. What I enjoyed most in the film was how the music was the connective force between the characters. Chloe Grace Moretz's cello playing is very convincing. It's rated PG-13, my grade a B-. Also opening this week was the comedy drama What If, starring Daniel Radcliffe and Zoe Kazan. I'm going to see you right here next Tuesday on The Morning Blend.
You wrote me a song. You're my homie.